in order to show how that final design up there works, I'll go through the process of me creating it, all the stuff that led up to it. This is the first version of the design, or the attempts to do it. Initially I was going to try and catch the breeze charge of water, but that failed miserably. What saved me was a video made by Cubic Meter showing how to exploit the breeze charge. In part of it, he showed this glitch where if the breeze charge is pushed while it's inside powdered snow, it becomes immobilized, and this was the first version of the machine. It was later refined to this one. It's the same glitch, it's just a more cleaner version of the older one. Instead of moving the iron golem out of the way to get it, it just catches it. Eventually I came across a Reddit post talking about a design reconstructed from one of Doc M77's videos. In this video he shows this design off. It's roughly similar to it, and it uses spiderweb and powdered snow. After messing around with the design a bit and trying to change stuff, it turns out that it doesn't actually, there isn't any need for the snow. It can just be done with the spider web. You can see here. After some more messing around with that design, down there I came across this design by chance. The original of this one is down here. I still don't really fully understand the glitch. It was just stumbling upon it by chance by just trying everything. Now you can see it's really small, it's just 2 by 3 blocks, and I don't really fully understand the glitch involved in how this works. You see here, it's just catching it. What's also interesting is that whatever property the spiderweb and powdered snow apply to the breeze charge, it's lingering, because see this powdered snow spiderweb, they still manage to catch it, but if I get rid of the blocks, now with the powdered snow and spiderweb removed, if you see here, it's just going to fly straight through, it doesn't get caught. What's bizarre about this is I originally thought that the piston has to push the breeze charge while it's in the powdered snow or spider web, but this, it's pushing it while it's outside of it. It's just the effect is lingering. That's I don't know how this property works or why it's lingering or anything about it, but at least I can exploit it. So this design here has a counter attached, which enables the counting of the breeze charge. So now let's count this. See, once it's done counting, the breeze goes into the ground, so it can't make any more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I put 5 items, and it gave 5 breeze charge. This tileable module here is what's used in the final design up there. Before I get to explaining this design, I'll explain this older version. The way this one aims is it has a fixed amount of breeze charge, and it essentially just moves the player with a bunch of timing circuits and water and a bunch of pistons under here. I can control where the player would end up on this platform, and then it shoots the breeze charge, hits the spider, and propels the player. Now this design is inconsistent. It's very sort of inaccurate. It rarely aims at the same spot multiple times. Not entirely sure why, but I moved on to a more consistent version, which is this one. To explain it, I'll have to use a diagram. So there is 2 groups of breeze charge positioned at right angles to Steve, and the way the destination is controlled is by varying the amount of breeze charge. So if we have 10 in both groups, the destination is here. If we make the top group have 20, the destination moves downwards to here. If we make both of the groups have 20, now the destination is here, and this is essentially the basic principle of the canon. Unfortunately, it isn't as simple as that. There are some annoying problems that have to be worked around. One of them is this weird behavior that a lot of breeze charge have when they collide with a single block all at once. Now I've slowed down the game, you can actually see it. One of the breeze charge will explode prematurely like that one just did, and then the rest will explode a little bit after, just like that. It's kind of bizarre how it happens. I don't know why, but it's really annoying. So here it is again. See, that one will explode first. That's a visual glitch up there. And then it will explode, yeah. If you're wondering why the original version down there uses a spider, it's because this weird effect it does not happen when the breeze charge collide with an entity. Watch, it will all go off at the same time. I use spiders because their hitbox is big and you can get the hitbox underneath carpet, so you can collide them from the bottom. The reason I don't use spiders in the final version is because it doesn't actually matter, because with this version it's very sensitive to the player's position, and if the breeze charge detonating prematurely, it's going to cause problems by moving the player in the wrong place. But this one, it doesn't matter, the player is aligned in a corner, as you'll see later. So there's no need to go through the hassle of using spiders for that one. Another annoyance to be aware of is that if there isn't any blocks between breeze charge detonating next to each other, they're going to repel each other. You see, one will go off in that direction, the other one will go off in that direction. Very, very irritating problem. This design fixes it by just having a single block between them. This one, it only has one explosion, so it doesn't have that problem, but it still does occur with entities. One stays put and the other one just gets flinged, and all the very annoying problem. To demonstrate it working, we'll use this armor stand. Let's start it. The game is being slowed down to 5 ticks per second. We'll just wait for this thing. Now you're going to see the breeze charge prematurely detonate. It's going to push the armor stand into the corner. It also pushes the buttons, which brings them up. And then the rest detonate, and then it flings it to its destination. So that was like a demonstration of the cannon working up there. Here's all the modules. These green pillars are just to make sure the breeze shoot directly in front of them and not at the iron golems to the side. Bad things happen if they shoot to the side. Anyway, here's the counters underneath the individual breeze. The way the items are selected is that the memory module has a bunch of counters in it. So before the iron golem chambers open, a certain amount of items is moved from the bottom to the top here. Every time the breeze shoots and hits this pressure plate, one item is lowered back down, and once all of them are gone, the breeze is retracted into the ground, stopping it from shooting. Then the slime machine just gathers all the items up and then it gets flung into the player, and you've already seen all that. So let's demonstrate how the actual memory module specifies the number of breeze charge to make. So let's see. Here's a little model of the machine above. Each side of the machine has 60 modules. And here's a slice taken out of the memory unit. It's very inefficient because of how big it is, but it doesn't matter too much. So let's use this side as an example first. So this side has 320 breeze charge in it. That's how much it will make. So the way the items are put in the counters is this thing here it's got 5 items in it, and what it will do is it will pulse the redstone 5 times, which will put an item in the counter of all 60 of the modules, and that's what this green terracotta represents. It's 5 green terracotta for 5 items for all of the counters. Then these lecterns here give the information by just the strength of the redstone signal. This one here can have values of 1, 2, 3. I mean, it can have more, but the machine won't recognize it if it's higher than 3. What this corresponds to is the amount of rows to give an additional item here. See these red terracotta? This means that this row here gets an additional item. It gets 1 extra item, and we can change that from 1 to 3. So I could have these 3 rows get additional items. That one has 2 rows getting an additional item. Then to count in units of 1, the other lectern here, this one here, it's set to 5, because over here, this is a special row, which means I can control the counters of every module individually here. It's based on the redstone signal strength. This is 15 modules long, and that's like, it uses the redstone signal strength to encode that number. So you can see here 5 extra items. 5 extra items. 5 of the modules here have 1 extra item. On this one, first for this side has 217 breeze charge that it will produce. So the way it's done is that counter here has 3 items, so all 60 of them get 3 items in their counters. Then you can see here there's 2, which means that 2 rows will get 1 extra item. Then to count in ones, the final row gets 7 of its modules with 1 extra item, and that's how we can specify any number. So the reason why I specify the number of items like this is for 2 reasons. One, it's to evenly distribute the breeze charge across all 60 modules. The reason why it's good to distribute the items evenly is to make sure the amount of breeze charge needed is produced as fast as possible. Like, it would take a very long time if, let's say, imagine all of these breeze modules have the same amount of items, except one of them that just has, like, let's just say this much more. So by the time all of these ones are done, this one's going to be holding everything up while the machine waits for it to finish. But if it was evenly distributed, the amount of items, then it would go a lot faster, and that's why I specify the items in this way. And the second reason is it just makes wiring the redstone easier to put the items in the modules like this. So, because of the cannon's layout, the player can only be propelled into this green area, because breeze charge can only repel things, which means in order for the player to be launched into here, the player would have to move towards the breeze charge, and this wouldn't really work because the player can't move towards the breeze charge. The breeze charge can only push. This means the player can only be really sent into this green area. This limits the range of the cannon. So in order to fix that, the cannon can rotate. So here's the 4 possible rotations. This enables pretty much every area to be covered. The way this rotation is encoded in memory modules is simply just the presence or absence of 2 repeaters. You can see here, these are the 2 repeaters that here, these 2 repeaters are what controls the direction. And you can see some modules have them, some modules don't. Even though there's 2 repeaters, it can encode 4 positions because of there's like a decoder thing. You can see the layout on the bottom here. This is where the breeze charge would go. The piston up there where the player stands on has 4 positions, but the breeze charge only really has 2 rotations, because they always have to be diagonal to each other, like either here and here, or here and here. And it was kind of a nightmare getting the flying machine to deliver the breeze charge into 2 locations, depending on what state the machine is very interesting problem. So, the critical question is this machine actually useful? And I'm mostly not sure. I'm mostly leaning towards no, because well, you'll see. It's mainly due to lag. That's actually the main limiting factor. Let's demonstrate by going to that mushroom island over there. In order to like move any useful distance, it has to produce so much breeze charge that it will bring any computer to its knees. If computers had knees, though. It's kind of sad, though. These indicator lights originally I wasn't going to add, but it turns out that they're necessary because if I look down, the frame rate goes really low, so I can use them to tell when the machine has prepared the breeze charge without looking down. Yep. So there's the breeze charge. It's going to lift us up. Let's turn around to see the movement, and did it? There we are, on the mushroom island. Now, in all seriousness, there are like cannons that other people have built that can take people literally to the world border, and in comparison, my one is pretty not that great. So yeah, like even the Doc M77 video I had earlier in this video, like has, like, it mentions a cannon that took him to the world border of what I presume is Hermitcraft. The Distant Horizons mod puts things into perspective. It took all that lag just to go from here to here, compared to like how big everything is, so it isn't really worth it. Oh well.